Hey guys, this is a remake of my first video. My name is, well, the handle I'll go by here on YouTube is Paladin Hammer. If there's a problem with the sound quality, it's because I have two incredibly poor mics, uh, you know, on either side of the screen. This is a brand new notebook from CyberPower PC. With the pleasantries aside, this is a response to the video In Religion Today by Saturnine Films. And I'm responding because I saw a lot of completely unreasonable and irrational claims he has made in the video, and he has contradicted himself with his video. And I spent the greater part of today watching these YouTube atheist videos, and what I'm seeing here is that a lot of them, these atheists, these militant, aka fanatical atheists here on YouTube, are abusing the word rational to a great extent. A lot of the arguments are completely irrational, and yet they are trying to pass themselves off as the logical thinkers here on YouTube and in the world. They're saying that they're the only rational people here. And generally, they're trying to make persons of religious background seem subhuman to everybody who watches their videos. But with that aside, I'm going to comment on Saturnine Films' video In Religion Today. And I'm going to start with a contradiction that I found to be something that needs to be addressed immediately and that no one should practice because it's stupid. He stated, and I quote, "Any one time someone says, 'God bless you,' you should tell them to fuck off." Then he also states, and I quote, "The only thing standing between us and stability is them." So by telling someone to fuck off, this will bring stability? No, it will bring hate. It will bring a lot of malice between people, between this planet's peoples. You know, you bring about stability and peace by understanding, not by telling someone to fuck off. All right. And what's the problem with saying "God bless you" anyway? If you are so weak as to think that is someone trying to convert you to their religion, or is trying to ask you to be religious with them, you know, you are the one with the problem, not them. Saying "God bless you" is just a means of praise. It is a means of giving thanks. It's nothing more than that. If you are so unreasonable and so, you know, easily, I don't understand. I can't put it into words. I cannot understand why someone would do something like that. I mean, just think of an average everyday situation. You're walking down the street, you pick up somebody's wallet, you hand it back to them, and they say "God bless you." You're going to tell them to fuck off? Why? It makes no sense whatsoever. And anybody who does that, it's completely nonsensical. Let's see. Let's move on to three of his big points: racism, sexism, and homophobia. Three big problems in the world today, but not being practiced just by religious persons. Racism in particular I have a problem with because Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, all religious men. Martin Luther King, a Southern Baptist minister, and he's the man who ended legalized racism in America. And Jesse Jackson is also a minister. He's fighting against what's left of racism in our country. Yet you claim Christians are the racist in this country, in this world? 2005, France. Civil unrest took to the streets of Paris and later all over France for almost a month. What was the issue? People of Arabic and African descent, mostly Muslims, were being discriminated against because of their race and their religious beliefs by a majority atheist white community. France, in a 2006 survey, has been found to be 30% atheist and 32% agnostic, combining 62% of the population does not believe in God. Yet that population is discriminating against those who do believe in God, more in particularly Muslims and people of Arabic and African descent. And it got so bad that these Arabic and African persons took to the streets and rioted all over France. And who are those who are guilty of racism in France? Atheists and agnostics. Okay? It's something that plagues all persons, regardless of belief or disbelief. And if you deny that, you are simply denying the facts. Alright? And that makes you illogical and nonsensical. Okay? Let's see, sexism. Sexism is also something that plagues every person. Think back to when you were a kid. You, Saturday Night Films, and any guy out there, you thought girls had cooties, and girls thought you had cooties. Sexism is something we are all born with, just because we're born a little sexist, I guess. I mean, think back, just think back. You were sexist, and some of us still practice sexism in some one way or another. I mean, feminist. We don't usually apply the term sexist to them, but they are. I mean, they hate men for no reason other than that we're men. There are guys out there who couldn't give a damn what a woman thought just because she's a woman. And it's not just religious persons; it's everyone. If you deny that, that's also illogical and irrational and completely unreasonable for you to think so. All right. And finally, homophobia. This is something that would appear to have its roots just in religion. After all, where do we hear about homophobia today? We hear about it from Christians mostly, and then of course Muslims. Uh, I've yet to myself hear a Jew talk about the evils of homophobia, if there are any. But uh, let's see here. The best examples I can give you are communist Russia and communist China and communist Cuba even. Communism by nature is atheistic. Karl Marx said, religion is the opium of the people. So communism is atheistic, and when you look at Russia and China and Cuba, after their communist revolutions, religious institutions began to, they were banned in Russia and China and in Cuba. They were torn down. Yet all three states practiced homophobic tendencies and outlawed homosexuality. Why? Because according to them, it's an import and evil thing from the West, according to those communist states. In 1979, during the Cultural Revolution in China, the time that communism began to crumble and that they even began to allow religious practice again, homosexuality was decriminalized, and those who and homosexuals have been allowed pretty much to live their lives discrimination free. Russia, it wasn't until the 1980s, 1990s when communism fell and they started allowing Christianity and other religions back into their society that the issue of gay rights was brought up again. And Cuba labels itself a secular humanist state, and while they allow religious practice, they still don't allow homosexuality. And by the thinking of guys like Saturnine Films, it should just be religious persons who exercise sexism, racism, and homophobia. Yet it clearly is not. So I want to hear back from you, Saturnine Films, on why you think this, and I want to see if I can't make a little sense of it. And I want a video from Saturnine Films, and I want comments from the rest of you atheists out there who seem to think that it's just religious persons who are guilty of these practices.